Recording. Hey everyone, this is episode 470 of OotiniCast, and 470 of OotiniCast. There it is. 470. Go ahead and put that on pause. And this is the raw version of the show, goes out live as we stream it. We also take this live stream, we put it up on YouTube afterwards. Then we take the audio, we make that into a podcast, and then it also gets cleaned up a bit, and we put it out as a podcast tomorrow. So let me go ahead and tweet out that we are, or X out. What the hell do they call that now? Anyway, we're gonna announce we're live.
I just call it Twitter.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Anyway, so yeah, we'll let people know that we're on. We might have to. It's getting so wackadoo over there. We might have to switch to something else. But
I remember what I was going to tell you. I sent Matt Berry the picture of my Jackie Daytona character.
Oh yeah. I think I saw you put a picture of him out there. That was pretty fun.
He hasn't replied yet. He's busy. I hope he sees it.
All right. And it is 4 o'clock, so we can get going if you're ready, Kitty. It sounds like you are.
Oh, wait, where's the tweet? I don't see your tweet.
Oh, did it not go out? I thought it did.
Hold on, that might be
Let me
me.
double check it.
Nope,
also,
it's there.
Twitter's also very weird right now.
And retweeting. Ready?
Okay, great. Maybe I'll.
What's up, Rob? How are you?
All right. All right. So, yeah, going in 5. I just had some water. I think I'm good to go. Hi, and welcome to the OotiniCast, the podcast that is rerouting all power to the energy shield. This is episode 470, being recorded on Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023. I'm your host, Chill, and with me is my co-host, KittyKissz. Hey, Kitty, how you doing?
Hey, Chill, I'm doing wonderfully. Thank you very much.
Excellent. What you been up to? Well, not since the last show, but I guess the show before.
Yeah, it's been a month.
Yeah.
Man, time goes so fast.
It really does.
It's weird. Like the perception of time is completely changed since I was a little kid. Anyway, first of all, the rooms are done. The rooms are painted. There are people in them. All that crap is done, and it feels like a huge
nice
sigh of relief.
Yeah, you've been working on that for quite some time. Months, yeah. I believe.
Yep, it's been a long time, and I'm very happy that it's done. And the next is the bathroom. Just a couple things in the bathroom, and then we're gonna be good. But
nice.
I just feel like I'm in school, and it's summertime now. You know, like that last day of school where you're super happy, and you're like, yay!
You just finished up all the hard work. All the finals are done.
Later. But yeah, it was good. So I've been PvPing a lot.
Yeah.
I really, really wanted to get that PvP set.
Great. And I've been wanting to ask you about it too.
Yeah. And I've decided I'm going to try and do the entire PvP season.
Nice.
I've been PvPing on Starforge. I made a new character over there.
Okay.
And started her at level, PvP at level 10, and it seems to pop,
way more.
Way more.
That's what I was going to ask you about, because I've been doing leveling PvP, and it just has not been popping the same way on Satil Shan. Even when I wait until the weekends, and do it when it should be like the most busy times, it's at least, I think 80 PvP is still pretty lively from what I understand, but yeah, even Hybe PvP wasn't really popping very well for me. Really? I barely got one of the weeklies done this last weekend, and that's the only weekly I've been able to finish. Other than that, I've gotten a few war zones and some arenas done here and there over the last couple of weeks. But really, I'm still like on like the first level, or maybe I'm barely into level 2 on the PvP season. Whoa. So I have a long way to. I'm way before 8 or 9. So yeah, wow. Maybe what I was thinking what I might do is go ahead and just make if I'm going to do a PvP character, just go ahead and do it over on Starforge. It's unfortunate if that becomes necessary, but yeah, it sounds like it is necessary.
Yeah, well, I was curious about how the lower levels of PvP were popping over on Satil Shan, and made a character and started leveling them up or trying to level them up on Satil Shan, but there were no pops.
That's what I've been finding this myself as well.
So I jumped on a character that I already had on Starforge, and it was just popping all the time.
And what level is that character now?
The character that I made, just the new character, is level 63.
Oh, nice.
No, 62.
Okay.
Her name is Tupac Horde. Very proud of that one.
Very nice.
And I'm on level 8, almost level 9
on the season. Yeah.
On the season, so it's cooking. Like I easily get my dailies done, and I'll usually get 2. I don't think I've ever gotten 3 weeklies done, but definitely, 2.
Right, and I haven't gotten a single weekly done. Yeah, in terms of the actual of the non-season missions, just the missions. Are you planning on continuing doing PvP at level 80, or would you make another leveling character and just redo the leveling process?
Well, I have another character that I might start because the character Tupac Horde is she's a guardian, and I'm not sure if I want to do guardian or I want to do sentinel. So I have a sentinel, and the sentinel I think is level 30, maybe 29 or 30.
Okay.
So I might pop over to that one and do it, but I think I'm going to keep going.
Okay.
And once I'm level 80, I'll try it out, but I don't know what it is about PvPing now. I don't really, it doesn't boil my blood anymore. I've hit
cool with
oneness. I've hit oneness with the universe and PvP. I like to, talk some crap while I'm doing it, but I never portray anything in chat except for positive
vibes.
Yeah, because
nice.
It's not going to do anything. Who gives a crap? The only one that wants to hear your crap is your mom, and my mom's not playing PvP.
Right. Well, that sounds good. And you said that was a sentinel, because the character I'm thinking of making would probably be like a Jedi anyway. So we could potentially queue up together or group up if we're both on at the same time.
Yeah, we could do that.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'll let you know when I get that character going then.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. It's sort of and I don't know exactly if this proves anything, but I've kind of noticed over time that at the time of the merger, like the servers were almost exactly identical in terms of how busy they were and stuff like that, and certain other sort of things that you could kind of tell. It feels like over time, though, things have sort of slowly gone over to the Starforge, and I don't know exactly why that is. There's not really a whole lot of reasons for one to choose. Like if you're new to the game and you're first choosing it, maybe Starforge just shows up first on the list, or maybe there's just some sort of maybe there's some sort of rubric that's just tending to put more people over there. I'm not sure, but it does feel like slowly over time it's become a little bit uneven, where Satil Shan is no longer even with Starforge, and it's unfortunately a little bit lower. Maybe, and who knows if there's going to be a merger or not. Wirelock in chat was suggesting that. It sounds like that might actually not be a bad way to go. I don't know what the actual populations are and how much, their servers can hold and stuff like that, but maybe that will eventually become necessary. But so far, I for the most part, Satil Shan is fine. Especially like fine. The 80 PvP is good. And I know that, people usually have no problems doing like flashpoints and stuff like that. But there does seem to be a little bit of unevenness, especially in PvP. But we'll see.
Yeah, PvP for sure.
Yeah,
I think that's the biggest difference. I don't know if people only like to PvP on Starforge and kind of play both, but I don't know.
It's hard to know. Yeah, these reasons, but they do seem to be the case, at least for leveling PvP for sure. So so I will plan on doing that. I'll do you have a guild over there or?
No, I am. Well, one character is in a guild because that was the guild that I formed when we started.
Right.
SWTOR.
Right.
So it's really, really old. But because I wanted to play longer in the lower levels, I don't have any XP bonuses. And I didn't want to be in a guild because I didn't want any of the guild XP bonuses.
I see. So you actually didn't. So, you're actually trying to slow down your leveling rather than anything.
Exactly.
Were you also doing like the class story in between pops, or were you just like going to the nightlife? Okay, you were doing some.
I was
missions.
doing nightlife, and I'm just kind of, I don't know,
but
when
casual,
I feel it pops so much that I can pretty much go, all right, if I want to queue in the next 2 minutes, I'll queue up.
Right.
And then otherwise I'll just kind of lay back, especially if, we get some victories and my dailies are done and I'm like, I kind of want to just do some story or whatever.
Right.
I'll do that, but that
sounds good.
Really laid back. Yeah, it's fun.
And the character I'm thinking of making would be a healer anyway, so that would pair well with the sentinel damage. So, yeah.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'll look at doing that. I'm not sure if I'll try to join a guild or not. Ironically, like the characters I do have on Starforge are in a guild, but it was Meltza's guild, but he's kind of gone away from playing SWTOR, so the guild's completely died. Right. In fact, like a couple of the characters are actually now by default the guild leaders, and I actually, even though like hardly anyone plays on these guilds anymore, I do still just out of habit do the conquest.
Right.
Choose the planet to invade, just because like if someone does play, at least they'll have something to go for.
Right.
And then I have one other character from like a couple of expansions ago where the idea was a bunch of people from different like podcasts and other SWTOR stuff like that, fan stuff was gonna got together and we all just leveled up and then we did some operations and stuff together.
I remember that.
And that character is actually still in the AIE guild, so I might go for that guild,
or
maybe not. Yeah, I mean they're good people. I don't know if I need to join a guild. Maybe I'll just kind of forego the extra benefits and just kind of roll with it.
I've noticed that because I turned invite guilds off, that being the kind of player that I am, and you're pretty much the same kind of player, you get asked to join, like, hey, I noticed you weren't in a guild, I don't want to blah blah blah, but especially when you're PvPing and you're doing the things in PvP that you're supposed to be doing, people are like, you kind of and I suck at PvP. I am not good at it, but at least I'm really trying.
At least you're trying, right? Which is really kind of half the battle, I feel like.
So I don't think it would be difficult for you to find a guild if you wanted to be in one.
Yeah, exactly. But
especially AIE would love to have you.
Yeah, exactly. I think, and I mean, it's been ages, but I do seem to remember they do both sides. They're not just because the other character is Empire, but I'm pretty sure they have one on each side. I don't know what it's called. I don't think it would be that hard to find if I had to. Like they probably have a channel or something. But yeah, that sounds like fun. I will plan on doing that probably as soon as tomorrow then, and I'll go. Yeah, today was a little weird. Yeah, today was a little weird. Like,
I bet. Well, remember last time we did it, and it just wouldn't pop, and we're I look at every once in a while I'll come by that character, and I'm like, oh, he is.
Yeah, that was fun. I still have that character at like the kind of the same level and everything. Apparently, Bantha Mojita says I has one on both factions, and actually they mostly play on the pub side. Okay, there you go. Cool. I must say though, I do because I'm doing that thing on the other servers where I do the galactic seasons on all servers. The one character that I do have in AIE on the Empire side, I do log on to them and I get them to 100,000 every week. And AIE every week they finish the thing no problem. Way beyond it. So yeah. So it's all good. Saying yes, join AIE. So
that's it for me.
We might have to do that. We'll see. All right. Well, that sounds good.
Let's do chat roll call.
Right. And it says in the notes you're going to send a tune over there with goodies. Is that so that you get the legacy unlocks and stuff?
Yeah, I've got a character that's level 80 that has the 332 gear or something like that. and I've loaded a character up. I've got a billion credits on her. I've got a bunch of stuff I'm just going to send over there. So
it's more about that character.
Grind up. Yeah, he's talked to Zan and Gleek or whatever their names are, and can get all that gear. So I don't have to gear grind.
Nice. So it's not even about, it's not about getting like legacy perks over there. It's just about.
No, because a long time ago I sent all my legacy. I got legacy 50 on all the servers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't bother doing that. So I actually have really low legacy on 3 of the servers. On Star Forge, I did apparently send someone over there at some point. Because I have like a really weird like legacy 47 or something like that. Like it's not quite 50. So probably, I think there was early on sometime in the maybe, like McKeb era or something like that. They had like a period of time when it was really cheap to do a server.
Like 100 or something.
So, and I did get someone over there, and they're probably like level 50 or 55 or something like that. I'd have to, I don't even know if I would even recognize who it is, because I do have other characters on Starforge. I have maybe like 11 or 12. But actually I have 4 that I actually play, and I every week, and I get them all up to 100,000, and that gets me like all the stuff I need for Galactic Seasons.
I can always tell when I'm on a character that I haven't been in a long time, because the UI is messed up. The UI is completely like,
I have so many UIs on them.
I thinking?
I make a new character, and I have this huge list, because I used to name them after each character. I would pull in like one of the ones I liked as like a base, but then that one would be still unique to that character, and I just had a billion of them. But then once they changed the map thing, I didn't want to have to redo the map thing on every character, so now I just have one. Like everyone's Chill Ivy.
Me too.
Because just a character that I had, and it's like, okay, I'm going to grab this one, and then I'm just going to remember that she's my template, and everyone is just Chill Ivy now. Even though they're all
remember
like
this is a long time ago, before we knew each other. I was watching you play. I was watching your stream, and you were making a new character, and you summoned your hotkeys. And I didn't know you could do that.
Oh,
so I had to be redoing all my hotkeys for every single tune. And when you did that, I just went, "Oh my god!"
they have key saves. Yeah. They're
I think I
really
even
handy
said
too.
something, and I think I even chatted it to you like, "Oh my god!" But I'll never forget that. My mind was blown.
It's like, amazing how many little things there are in the game, and there's like, and the tutorial is like ridiculously basic. So it's like,
I think about it every time I make a new tune and I use my keybind.
It's like I used to do this for every keybind.
The reason why is because if I'm making a light side force user, it's in the same spot that you were and the same spot I was when I did it. So
I remember at one point there was a like a UI saving website. Maybe it's still around. I wouldn't know. I haven't checked it in years, but I did upload the one I was using at that time. To that site, right. And you could have had like the one that I was using. The one I'm using is actually really similar to that now. Like I made a few more changes over the years here and there just to, gussy things up a bit. And then the main big change was a few months ago. Or I guess it's more like a year ago now, or maybe a little more than a year. That and then when they changed the map, so you can have the map. Instead of like a little mini map. I really like having the map around. I think it's really cool.
Map is really cool.
Sometimes it's so big that it kind of goes to the middle of the screen. It's like, hello,
I know.
Hi, I'm here. But for the most part, it doesn't bother me at all. And it's also funny because like, thank goodness I actually know the game as well as I do, because like if you're in like say Quesh, on Outdoors of Quesh, it shows all of Quesh on that map. Every part of Quesh is on that map, and so like 1 pixel is like 20 meters. Like like all anywhere there's like vendors and stuff like that, it's all just mushed together into like this one little mass, and you can hardly tell what's there because it's so big, or the area's so big, and so everything like that is so tight together. But fortunately, it's like, okay, I know. I may not be able to see it, but I know there's a taxi there.
Right.
I know there's a quick travel there.
I blow that thing up super big whenever I'm on Corellia. Like, okay, is there a thoroughfare through here? I can't see it. It's just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So let me do a shout out to the chat room, and let's see. So 01L is here. Bantha Mojito is here. IK500 is here. Jason T70QK4 is here. Kitty Treats is here. Meltz is here. Hey, Lady Meltza, how's it going? We were just talking about Meltza. Mikey Likes, 1T, 9-Year, Ramacad is here. Squishy Twitchy, Rylock, and Zen001 is here. Hey, everyone. And yeah, so what I've been doing since last show is I'm still working on Malzahar, the Dot character, the Madness Sork. Doing as much PvP as I can, but we've already talked about how that wasn't really popping. Really liking the spec, though. He's now in the low 70s. And he's about to finish Ziost. I didn't get a stream done today because I had a bunch of stuff happen. Like, my wife was not feeling very well. She got her first shingles shot yesterday.
Ooh,
yeah,
boy.
And unfortunately, she did. Like, when I got it,
I gotta get that.
I had a really big, like a painful swelling area, but that was the only real. Unfortunately, she got like the flu-like symptoms, where you feel all fluey, and she was feeling really crappy. I ended up sleeping in because she left so early, and then I just. We keep the room very dark, and I didn't know what time it was, so I got up really late, and then I just didn't have time to actually do a stream before the show. So this is kind of my stream, although I'll try to see if I can do some streaming tonight too. We'll see. Anyway, so this is from yesterday. He finished up Yavin 4, went on, did the first 2 parts of Ziost. He still has to do the 3rd part, and so it'll be chapters next. And so I have been looking at making a leveling PvP on Starforge, and now that we've talked, I will definitely do that. I'm planning on it'll. Like I said, it'll probably be like a healer, maybe like a sage, but maybe do it in the night story, something like that. Anyway, it'll be fun. Loving the Madness Sork spec, and there's different things you can do with it. One of the main things is if you have Plague Master or not, that really changes how it feels. Because what Plague Master does is it's the one where it takes your shock, it increases the cooldown so you can't use it very much. But what it does is it lets you strip off all the dots on someone and does all their damage all at once. So it's like this nice burst of damage, especially if you have 2 or all 3 dots. The third one's it's not as necessary to necessarily have on them, but it's nice if you can get that one as well. And you just strip it and boom, it's like a huge burst of damage. If it crits, like it can, I can, if I 2-dot and then strip a silver, they usually die. Yeah. So it's like I use but it has to have the dot improver on them too. So they will have taken some damage. So there's the dot improver, which is Death Field. And I'll also talk about that in a sec. Death Field and then dot, strip the dots. And a silver will, as often as not, be dead when I do that. It's crazy. But shock, instead of seeing 6 seconds, is more like 15 seconds long. So they don't let you do it as much, because otherwise you'd be doing that. It'd be like dot, strip, dot, strip, dot, strip. You'd be doing that all the time. Yeah, it'd be a little nutty if they let that happen. So you can only do it every 15 seconds, but it's a lot of damage. And I really like that part. So I'm actually doing that with the Plague Master. And I've also tried Death Brand, which is Death Field is that AoE thing that spreads the dots, and it also puts the death marks on everyone it hits. And it's really good. It's a completely wonderful, viable way to play, and it's always how I have played but I've decided to try the Death Brand, which takes away the AoE. So it does the death marks, but only on one character, only on the one you actually hit it on. It does more damage, but only to that one guy. The percentage of health it gives you is higher because you can only hit one person. So if you're only hitting one with a death field, you would get 10% of the health of the damage you did back. If you hit like 5 guys, it'd be 5 times that. Well, with Death Brand, it only hits one guy, but it does 50% of the damage back his health anyway. So it's a pretty good heal no matter what. As opposed to Death Field, which is only a good heal if you manage to hit multiple people.
Have you been getting that done in PvP?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
And Death
what are your
Brand,
average damages?
Sorry,
I didn't mean to cut you off.
I don't know it's usually around 1 million, even though I'm not at end game yet, or even in 75 or 73. I'm really looking forward to 75 because I'll have the tactical. But so Deathbrand, like I said, takes away the AoE, so you also don't have a dot spread because of that. Kind of a problem. But it does more single target damage, gives you that nice 50% damage heal, still puts the death marks on them. It also puts two other debuffs on them as well once you get to a little higher levels, which I already do have. So one's a slow, which can also sometimes get reapplied, but doesn't always. So it's a little iffy. Yeah, but it does sometimes happen. And I think it's 50-50. And then the other one is that it does a 7% elemental and internal damage debuff on them as well, which is like one of those like 45-second ones that pretty much stays for. It feels like it stays forever in PvP essentially, but it basically does make sure my dots do more damage. Essentially, is what that does. And so because of that, if you take Deathbrand, it means you don't have the other choice that I had before, which is the one that gives you more death marks. So instead of 15, you have a 50% chance of not using it, so it ends up being like 22 on average. So I only have the 15, so they tend to go away, and I really do need to reapply it every time the cooldown is up. So with fewer death marks available, though, what I've done then is but also removing that AoE, I've also taken one of the other choices, the one where the corrupting siphon, I can't remember the name of the dot. The dot uses 2 death marks instead of 1, so it does more damage. So it does, instead of 15% bonus damage, it does 30% bonus damage, but it uses 2 marks. Well, I don't have that many marks to play with, so I took that one away, and instead I made it so that dot instead has a chance, 30% chance every time it ticks, to damage 4 of its buddies around them. So that's cool. Yeah, so it's only 30% chance. So if you only have 1 dot up, it's not that great. But if you spend a few globals to hit like 3 or 4 of them, all of a sudden you're doing AoE at a pretty decent clip, and it kind of makes up for the fact that I don't have Death Field at that point.
I hate Sorks. I was just remembering a fight today. There was a Sork. I was having such a pain in the butt trying to kill. Oh, it's terrible.
And they do have a lot of self-healing. I'm going to get more self-healing at level 73, where my dots will actually directly give me some health back, my 2 dots out of the 3 anyway. And then at 75, I'm looking forward to trying the tactical, because the one that pretty much everyone takes anyway is the one that when you do lightning on them, either the channel lightning, which has a 50% chance per tick, so 4 times per channel, or 100% chance for the actual lightning blast or whatever it's called, has a chance to force that dot to tick if it's on them. So so it's like what I'm hoping for, and I don't know if it's the case or not, but I'm hoping that if I just put the dot on one of them and then start channeling lightning at them, it'll force the AoE, because it'll be like popping that, like it'll force that dot to tick more often. Right. And then I'm hoping there's still a 30% chance that those ticks also will have a chance to do the AoE damage. And if that's the case, then I won't have to worry so much about dotting on different people. Right. I'll just dot sort of the main one, and then just lightning him and just use that to do AoE instead. I'm hoping that's how it works, but I don't actually know for sure. It seems like it should, based on, how everything reads, but I don't know. We do know that the extra dot ticks that it gives you do not give you extra healing, so we know that there's already some effects that it doesn't do, but I'm hoping it will still do the AoE effect. We'll see. But yeah, in any case, I love when the specs choices actually makes that whole spec feel different, and it really does. So like the Plague Master, having it on and stripping those dots off and doing all the burst damage and then having to reapply those dots feels very different from just putting up those dots and then doing a lot of lightning and other stuff like that. If it just plays very differently. And similarly, having the death field with the AoE and you're trying to get them all to be in that area so you can hit all of them and spread the dots feels very different from hitting one enemy and then trying to get the dot to tick for other ones and stuff like that. Overall, I'd say like the Deathbrand thing where you take away the death field, you definitely are reducing the AoE damage, even with that little thing that I chose that does a little extra. It's like overall way less AoE damage. I do find myself using Force Storm as a filler a fair bit. But the single target damage is it feels very much improved, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a lot of fun actually. So yeah, we'll see how that feels. I'm really close to. I think I'm 72. I don't know how far through it, but I'm 72. So 73, I'll get the dot heals, which will be nice, and then 2 more levels after that, and we'll get to try the tactical thing. Yeah. Haven't done too much of the nightlife event. I've just spent the Emperor's chips that have dropped along the way, which is fine. Not too much exciting has dropped, but, and this will go to the tip of the week. So the tip of the week is from me, and it's the armor set from this nightlife event. Usually stuff from the season, the current season of the nightlife event isn't really available on the vendors, but this time it is. Maybe it's because it's an armor set, and they were thinking that it'd be hard for people to get the whole set. I don't know how often the box of where you get the whole thing at once happens, but I certainly don't have it.
Very rare.
Yeah, exactly. But you can, in fact, buy it from the vendors right away for 10. It's something like 7 at the low end, or 6 or 7 at the low end, and then 10, I think, is the high end. I didn't see any that were higher than 10 golden certificates. So the golden certificates are what you pretty much buy from all of the nightlife vendors to buy everything. And so, yeah, it's less than 70 golden certificates. So if you've played the nightlife event in years past, I mean, unless you've been really, excited about buying stuff from those vendors, you probably have, you've probably built up stuff over time. I certainly have a couple hundred of them. So anytime I want that armor set, I'm going to be able to get it, which is cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up getting that drop.
Nice.
The set, but I'm like,
the whole set? Wow.
Yeah, I don't need to open it.
No, that's
you can
awesome.
Just buy it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a pretty nice set too. I do like it. The one-sided collar is a little odd of a choice, but I like the hovering holograms on the armor.
I've been calling it half a Dracula.
Yeah. It is. It's that's a good way to think about it. It's completely like that. Also I could totally see the headpiece with the hovering hologram, and I could see using that on a different set of armor as well, because it's definitely it's got a cool sort of high tech look with the hovering holo, and I could see that working with other sets.
It dies really well too.
Does it? I haven't tried that. I'll have to look at that.
It dies real hard. For instance, I don't know if it's the main or the secondary dye color.
Right.
Just covers the whole thing.
Nice. I imagine then it's main, but there are examples of secondary, quote unquote, secondary colors that end up being like 80% of a piece. So we'll see. But anyway, yeah, some good pieces in that set for sure. All right. And if you have a tip of the week, send it to OotiniCast@gmail.com before the next show for a chance to win a Tonfon ME3R Droid code or M2B9 code, courtesy of BioWare, plus a 450cc code as well. And let's see. Let's go ahead and do a jetpack code, Kitty. It's been a couple weeks since we've done that.
I have already rolled, and the winner is
Lady Meltza. All right. Congrats, Meltza. 470.
We will be giving away another one at the end of the show, so stick around, everybody.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, we'll do one towards the end of the show. Let's see. Let me whisper this to her. And there it is. There it is, being the whisper command. There we go. All right, and there it is. So thank you. All right. Whoop, whoop. Grats, Lady Meltza. Yeah, Lady Meltza was lurking. Well, that's a great time to be lurking. It's all good. Thank you for coming by, and enjoy the jetpack code. It's pretty rare. There's only a few out there. And like I say, we'll be doing, and we also I must say just to let everyone know, Jackie from the dev team was able to send the OotiniCast some more codes. So over the next few weeks, we'll be able to do more codes as well. Cool. And how about you, Kitty? Do you have more jetpack codes coming? If you don't, you can probably ask for them. In fact, I know you can.
Yeah, I probably will. I have 2 left, I think.
Yeah, ask for some more if you haven't, for sure.
Yeah, I probably will.
Absolutely, because they're really cool.
Another thing is that those codes for the jetpack are good for your entire account. They're not just for that character.
Yeah,
so every character you make here on out, you go to your
and they'll all have it. It's like a lot of the other ones, like the pet codes that we give out too. Those are also account wide. Most of the time that you get a code for an actual in-game item for SWTOR, it'll be for the whole account. Yeah, which is good.
Which I thought was really cool.
Yeah,
and I've noticed that they've been coming in one mail. Well, not that one, I guess, but some of the past rewards are in one mail instead of like 3 different ones.
Oh,
which is pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah, I think
get a lot.
80 pieces of mail when I make a new character. It's a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
It's a lot. If it's not 80, it's like really close to that. Yeah, it's kind of nuts over the years. A lot of them have been sub benefits over the time. Certain codes from like dev streams when they say, "Hey, after this one, go here and you'll get a deco or whatever." And over the time it definitely adds up. Sometimes, in fact, like I have recently made characters on stream, but it takes a long time. So sometimes I will do at least the first part, where I make the character and go through the mail and set up their UI and all that stuff. And I'll do that. Usually I'll do that off stream because it takes a long time.
Well, I do that off stream and because I collected all the emotes. It's pages and pages and pages of emotes.
Clicking, click.
That's another thing I do.
I don't have all the emotes, but I have been looking for them on the GTN, and sometimes I will find one that I have not yet unlocked, so my banking alt has a lot of them unlocked, and then at some point I will unlock them for the account. Usually when there's a sale. Occasionally, if there's an emote that I really want for a particular character, then I will do that. I did several emotes for my PvP character because he's the pro wrestler character, so I did several
that's right.
So I got the super flex and a couple of other sort of flexy type or muscly type ones for him. Yeah, exactly.
With the fire on your shoulders.
Yeah. All right. So that'll bring us to the Mind Trap poll. And the question this time was, what's your favorite thing to collect in SWTOR? And the options were weapons and armor, pets and mounts, emotes, moods and toys, or achievements. And I just did the best I could to make the categories interesting and sort of
no help from me, by the way.
Similar and equal. Like I could have split out pets and mounts, or or maybe emotes, moods, and toys. Gotten rid of that. Done split out pets and mounts or whatever. And some people did respond with, "Hey, I like decos." So decos probably would have done a bit anyway. Sorry, what was the one you actually chose though, Kitty?
I collect weapons, armor, and mounts and emotes, moods, and toys.
Right. But when it comes to favorite,
weapons and armor, because Space Barbie has to do with armor
and weapons most of all. Yeah, with emotes, moods, and toys, pets and mounts all helping for sure.
Yes. Exactly.
In fact, on my Malzahar character, who's based, he has like if League of Legends, like he's a void guy. So his little voidling, I have a Heartglow Meow Roar, which is like this little critter, and it has a little glow that's in the same sort of pinkish purple color as the void in League of Legends. Yeah, it's and I only had one in inventory because it's not cartel. It's one you have to get from. Oh, it's one of the flashpoints. Yeah, I want to say maybe one of the Rishi flashpoints or something like that. Anyway, I did have one, fortunately, in the right color, and I have another one from another similar one that's also Meow Roar, but it's slightly different color, and so that one didn't work. But anyway, so he has like this one sort of voidling pet that I try to pull out all the time. So yeah. And I'm not an achievements guy. I'm just, as much as I like getting achievement points and seeing the little pop-up and stuff like that, I'm just not enough of a completionist. I know myself well enough to know that if I tried for that, I would only disappoint myself.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. But achievements are fun, for sure. Achievements are fun. And even more fun when you get like a little, decoration, or there's a number of them that will give you little benefits of different kinds, including cartel coins. So yeah.
I think achievements are fun when you're in a group and everybody's trying to do it.
That's true.
That's kind of a fun little one. But yeah, weapons and armor, baby.
Yep.
I love armor.
Yep, and we did put the poll up on Mastodon, got a few votes there, and they matched very well to what we got on the Twitter poll. So there we go. So pretty similar there. But since the numbers were kind of small, I didn't bother like adding them or anything. But yeah, I'm always happy to keep with the Mastodon thing. It's actually pretty fun. I like that as a social website.
Oh, definitely. Pen Draco says mounts here.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's some really cool mounts out there in the game too, for sure. And a lot of times what I'll do is like if it's a character who's supposed to float, I'll use the little stand-up, the Vectron Vertica as sort of like the stand-in for like floating.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Because, you know, there's a lot of characters in like superheroes especially who just sort of like float around their feet, never touch the floor. Yeah, so I do use the Vectron Vertica as sort of a substitute. Because the jetpack doesn't really work for that. I mean, sometimes it does if they're sort of tech-based, but if they're just like a superhero, it doesn't quite work to see, you know, if they have a jetpack on their back. But anyway. So yeah, Indasar was saying, I love collecting rare decorations. Hellbore Arts also likes decos. I got my personal prestige up to 340,000. Wow. But this is Hellbore Arts. Yeah, I collect decos. My personal prestige up to 340,000 rounded, but I've still got a long ways to go with some rep decos I'm aiming for. I also have 6 fully decorated strongholds, or almost fully decorated, and working on more. So yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I'm also weapons and armor out of those. That's what I chose for my personal one. And it's also the one that I'm probably the most complete on. I do have a reasonable amount of pets and mounts, but I'm not anywhere near complete on that. I also like toys. Toys also feels like a really good way to do like cosplay or just sort of characterization is what toy they use to rest. You know, like if you're a coin credit flipper, that feels different from if you're, you know, the push-ups or, you know, or
craps or the whatever where they're throwing dice on the ground. That's
the dice, or the one you're just sitting at a little terminal, stuff like that. Or of course, like I also like the Solo one where you're like sort of you're sort of being trapped like by one of the mine mazes.
And then there's the other one with the what is it, where
you get pulled into the void.
You get pulled into the void.
That one's pretty cool. I could do that one on Malzahar, but he's pro void. He's not like getting pulled into the void necessarily. So I actually have him with the life day orb, because it's like he's hunched over looking at this glowing orb of power, you know. It's supposed to be more friendly and whatever, but for him it's like
I don't know if I have the life day orb.
Yeah, well, you have to get it next life day, I guess.
Oh, I have to get it. I'm surprised if I don't. But
all right, and then let's see. Let's get off to the holo feed, and there's not a ton of news, but we will go over what we've got. The in-game events for August 2023 coming up. Nothing this week, so we haven't actually missed anything since last show. The Rakghoul Resurgence on Corellia is going to be the next one, starting on August 8th, so next Tuesday, and it's going for a week as usual. So Rakghoul Resurgence on Corellia, and normally the guild tries to do like the Rakghoul boss and stuff like that, so we'll be looking for that for sure.
God, it's already August.
I know, it's going so fast. It's crazy. Let's see. And so the other one is going to be the Gree, which is also one that the guild tends to like to do the, I can never remember the name of the boss, but you know, the Gree boss. They probably name it here, actually, if I look at it. No,
this is one of my favorite fights in the game, too.
It really is a fun fight. Yeah. And anyway, it's a good boss fight and some other fun stuff. And of course, like the really cool
Xeno. Thank you,
Xeno. Yeah. The Xeno, really good fight, and also they have like the really cool like glowy orb mounts. There's like,
right.
You know, you have like this hover. You know, you're kind of almost hovering in this little bubble, this little tech bubble. I really like that one. I use that one as a stand-in sometimes too for, like my Wonder Woman character got one on purpose to be sort of like her invisible jet.
I remember when you talked. It's so
stuff
funny
like that.
Because it fits perfectly.
Yeah, it works pretty darn well. It's actually really cool.
And for whatever reason, they've been giving those you can get those for the Life Day currency. You can buy them with that too, or at least they're very similar. Maybe they're not exactly the same, but they're pretty cool.
Right. I think it is a variation. And then there's the scaling armor, also very cool, super cool armor. The of course, back in the day, like there wasn't a lot of legacy weapons to like be able to hand around to your different characters. So like people get the agree ones on purpose. It's it's a lot more common now, but it was pretty rare back then.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I still find armor sets that from a long time ago.
Yeah.
From degree and like.
And the scaling armor really does look good. I think it's very cool.
The only thing I don't like are the boots, because they're those pretty woman boots.
Like pointy, yeah. Right.
They got the weird
pointy and top and stuff.
Yeah, but they are very cool looking, and there's different colors too.
Yeah, and you could always swap it out for a different boot, and you don't really necessarily notice it.
You could get another one that's glowy. Throw it in there.
Yeah, cyan, blue, and red sphere vehicles. Yep, good stuff. All right, and other than that, let's see. There was a Leviathan servers for the French, but the Leviathan server was having an unlock issue specifically for unlocking certain things in collections. On August 1st, they announced that there was some sort of problem with unlocks on the Leviathan server. They found and implemented correction about an hour after they made that announcement. I don't know how long the issue was actually in the game, but an hour after they made the announcement, they were able to figure out a correction and make it, so that was good. It's interesting how, like, you'd think things that were like bugs in the game would be bugs on all servers, but you never know. There's just some weird thing going on there.
Somebody put an extra dot or a backslash somewhere weird.
Maybe so, yeah. Old wounds reset issue. So for some people, they're having problem with the old wounds, which is like the recent Voss storyline. Apparently some people are not able to get that to complete correctly. And unfortunately, it sounds like, at least for now, I'm sure they're working on it, but as of right now, if you're having trouble with it not completing, you're supposed to get in contact with customer service. And if you look at SWTOR.com, you'll be able to find where to get that.
Yeah, Kitty had that problem.
Oh, really? That's a shame. Yeah. Did she actually get it with customer service, or did she just wait and she's going to try it again later?
I think she just went, nah.
That's the other option. It's unfortunate, though, because, if you've done enough to complete it, it should be completed.
Yeah.
In other words, and finally, a similar sort of bug one, that's important enough to sort of let people know about, is the phalanx, the cheating algorithm, which is one of the missions from when you have Faye. You can still do that. You can still grab Faye and do all those missions with her. The cheating algorithm is currently bugged. The dev team is aware of it and is to be fixed in an upcoming patch. But right now, Faye is a little bit bugged. So there we go. Is there anything else, Kitty?
I think that's it. I think we might be doing a Dr. Loken event. I'm not sure exactly. That depends
because
on
of the Rakghoul?
Okay. The Rakghoul thing, but we'll have to wait and see. That's kind of Kitty's thing. And
right. Okay. And so that
event
is starting on
everybody know.
That event is starting on the 8th. So it would be on the 12th. Saturday the 12th is typical. Right. Of course, you could also bump it by a day or two if you needed to for her. Yeah. So. But anyway, we'll hopefully we'll get that, and if so, we'll do that around the 12th. That'd be awesome. All right, and can you do another random for someone to get a code?
Yes, not Meltza. You already won.
Meltza's double lucky today. All right.
We've got the one and only Penn.
Hey, Penn. Penn, old friend of the show. Pendracos. All right. Congratulations, Penn, and I'm sending you your code.
Congratulations.
Let's see, as soon as I can get the whisper up. There we go.
Congratulations.
Whoop, whoop.
Now remember to wear a helmet when you're flying that thing around, Penn.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a really fun one just because, like, I like the fact that you can actually change the color of the exhaust jets and it just matches whatever your weapon is. whatever your weapon color is. And in fact, I've even done it with like one of those 3-color ones, and you can see all 3 colors in the jet exhaust.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
You just blew my mind again.
Yeah. I have one of those ones. It's like purple, white, and blue. And if you do it in the jetpack, yeah, you can see it's like, oh yeah, there's the little layers.
Cool. Damn.
Yep, they're very clever that way. All right. Is there anything else, Kitty? Anything going on with your stream, for example, or anything like that?
Nope, we're just streaming away. Come and hang out if you'd like, and
nice.
Hopefully, I see you soon, Chill.
Yeah, I'll make a character and try to get him up to 10 soon and past, of course, and then we'll see if we can't group up or something. That'd be fun. All right, then. That's a show. If you'd like to play with us in the Ootini Knights Guild on the Republic side of the Satil Shan server, or in our
Ootini Rage
Guild on the Empire side, do a /c join Ootini to join the Ootini channel. Then let us know you're a fan of the show. You can email questions about and comments about the show to OotiniKissz@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter using at OotiniCast or Mastodon at OotiniCast@mastodon.world. You can find contact details from us on our website, OotiniCast.com, which includes how to subscribe using iTunes, Stitcher, and the rest. We record the show live bi-weekly, Wednesdays, 4 p.m. Pacific, streaming at twitch.tv/OotiniCast. Our theme song is Doomsday by Jean-Paul Zogby. And thank you to the chat room.
Thank you for being here, chat.
And we'll see you next show.
Toodles, everybody.
All right. And is there anyone we should be rating, Kitty?
Let me check real quick.
Okay, and let me get over to where I can actually do that.
Let's see here.
Let's see.
I always look at the OotiniCast is on. We could get that.
Yeah. No one's on the OotiniCast regular one.
I don't think I see anybody I know.
That's all right. We don't necessarily have to. Let's see. Let's see. It's nice that a bunch of people are streaming it, even if we don't recognize them.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, we'll just call that good then, since I don't know, and I especially for the OotiniCast, I don't want to go blind into someone that I don't know anything about. So we'll call that good. Thank you for coming, everyone, and have a good one.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for being here.
All right. So